I'm just here to ask Kwame,
Mm.
what did he mean when he said that Rio was better than ACOC? In
Oh
what terms?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that ACOC, dead thing. I'll
No, no,
say
no.
that
Just like,
dead
can you
thing.
just start your argument properly? Like, in what way is it dead? Like, you know.
Okay, see where it is, yeah. So I was saying it from the stance of the other day. I was about to argue
Anyway, I
the
hope I
same.
haven't derailed. Is this a chapter discussion? I hope I haven't derailed the
If it's
chapter
anything,
discussion.
no, this
No,
is
no, no.
better because
Cool,
I can
cool,
use
cool,
this
cool,
for
cool, cool.
like a
No,
proper
this
proper
calm, this
question.
calm, this calm. So the other day, yeah, I was gonna start a back and forth with Daryl over um Rio versus ACOC in it, but I literally halfway through, I literally prefixed it with, fam, I haven't researched it fully in it. Today went through it with Jenny now, and what's it? ACOC is basically coating your attacks with Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki being the third form of well, observation, armament, conquerors. So if you're coating your attack with Conqueror's Haki, it just basically means the same emittance of Haki in terms of when Luffy's knocking people out, when Shanks is sensing Green Ball from long distances, when they're obviously emitting Haki and the sky's splitting and whatever it may be, ships or the waves are rocking and all that. That level of Haki is just imbued into your attack or imbued into your weapon and used in your attack. The reason that for me is dead is because that is just an advanced strengthened form of armament haki at its basic level. Armament haki at its basic level is coating your weapon, coating your whole body like Virgo did, coating your arms or body parts like Luffy does in terms of manipulating haki for gear 4 and different things like that. That's the basic level of armament haki. So if you're telling me that ACOC, the advanced form, being something that's a speciality of Conqueror's Haki, a next level of that, is just basically using Conqueror's Haki at its basic level to coat my attacks. That is just basically strengthening my attacks to an insane level. I give you that. It does strengthen it to an insane point because there are only certain people that can access Conquerors, meaning that only certain people can access that strength level of attack. I agree there. But the reason I'm saying Rio is better because is what me and Johnny researched earlier today is that Rio has two forms, and in the forms of Rio, it is literally something that both ways of hitting your opponent without touching them, but actually damaging and inflicting pain and effort on your or pain and damage on your opponent internally, meaning that in terms of against Kaido, yes, okay, a certain level of force is needed to beat Kaido, but we've already established in terms of punches and Luffy hitting Kaido from the first fight in when Kaido was drunk and Luffy was swinging him about and hitting him. We already established that Luffy in Gear 4 in a Snake Man or a different advanced form, he has enough haki and strength to actually hit Kaido and actually use effort to inflict damage on him. It was the fact that he couldn't actually hit his bones or inflict pain. So the fact of Rio actually being able to put whatever damage internally, that's the key in defeating Kaido in that fight for me. Fair enough, you can say it's imbued with ACOC, certain attacks. ACOC is used in different points or used more here and there. I'm saying the fact of if there was no usage of Rio against Kaido in terms of inflicting pain internally, Kaido would have won that fight easy. There's no fight. It's just gear five. It's just gear 5 or nothing. So yeah, and that for me, Rio is definitely better than ACOC. As Johnny has said before, it's just because Rio came first. It just seems like ACOC was a bigger power up, but nah.
But just to clarify, are you saying that Rio is more effective and ACOC.
ACOC.
Yeah,
Wow.
yes. I'm saying
Can you
that.
provide? Can you provide the
Uh-oh.
evidence? Can you provide the evidence that Ryou is actually more effective than ACOC?
Yes.
Just
So for example, when Luffy was training, in terms of when he's training in prison, when he was actually doing those invisible punches on those big blocks of iron metal, they were inflicting the same level of impact as when in the flashbacks you can see Garp punching the edges of ships, the steel on that side. So you can see similar dents and similar levels of impact. So you can say, if you want, you can.
Was Garp using when he was denting those ships?
He wasn't.
Was he using
I
Haki
wasn't
or
using Haki.
was it just pure
That that
physical power?
that's what I was literally about to say. I'll say, if you want, you can say that Garp was using ACOC at that point.
He
You
wasn't.
can.
No, no,
I'm saying. Wait.
no,
You can say he was
You-
using Rio at
no.
that
You
point,
can't. No, you
or
can't.
just
No, you
just
can't.
wait, just wait. Or you can say he was using physical strength. I'm just saying at this point we can't say for certain. So I
Yes,
won't
we
say.
can. It's in the chapter.
What
We
what
can
what?
say it's in the chapter.
So in the
You
chat.
know, you know the guy. You know the guy who was telling the flashback. He was saying that you're not allowed to use. No, Garp was saying you're not allowed to use Haki to actually punch.
That's a fact.
Okay, so it was physical strength.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's just raw physical strength, that negates the point. Fact is, okay, then we could even say that Luffy using Rio has put his punches similar scale to Garp's physical strength level, which we know was insane through his training. I'm just saying the fact of, in terms of fighting against Kaido, what was the determining factor, or what I would have as a last ditch effort for me on Luffy's deathbed. ACOC wouldn't help him. Rio would. Rio is the more effective tool in combat in terms of,
Alright.
if you're
Let me
if
just debunk you once and for all. Yeah, let me just debunk that. Because it's just simple. Okay. Luffy learns Rio, right? He goes up to the rooftop, fights Kaido. He punches Kaido, Kaido keeps getting up, right? Yes, he's feeling pain, but man, my guy keeps getting up. He's not fully injured. Even when the samurais were using Odin's Haki, Rio, right? They only did, what was it? Superficial damage. Superficial damage. And then when Luffy came to use Rio, yes, he gave him couple bangs and dropped him, but this guy was not crying out in pain. This guy literally got up. Now, finally, and then when what's his name? When Luffy gets knocked out by Kaido and he awakens ACOC, Luffy says, Luffy then, when Luffy awakens ACOC and he clashes with Kaido, Luffy says now he understands Rio wasn't deep enough to affect Kaido. This is coming from Luffy himself. It's coming from the character himself. Rio wasn't powerful enough to actually affect Kaido. After he used ACOC, just look what happened. Luffy literally won the fight because of Year 5, the big punch with ACOC. And Luffy only started hurting Kaido when he actually awakened ACOC. I don't know how this is even an argument. I agree with you that Rio, in terms of the concept, is better, right, than ACOC. It's a fact. Yeah, ACOC is dead. Fair enough, I agree with that. But to even come up with this idea that Rio is more impactful, more effective than ACOC, you don't have any evidence to back that up. It comes out of the main character's mouth that Rio wasn't deep enough to affect Kaido until he used ACOC. Man kept dropping Kaido, and Kaido kept screaming in pain. Like, I don't understand why this is even an argument. It just had to be you, Kwame. Like, it just had to be you. It just had to be you.
So wait.
No, just give me the evidence of the chapter where it shows that Rio was more effective than ACOC.
I'm saying based on pure concept. I'm saying in the sense
concept, bro. We're talking about evidence, bro.
So in your opinion, if
it's not my opinion, this is evidence. This is facts.
Okay,
it's not my opinion.
So I'm saying factually, if Luffy only had ACOC and Gear 5, would he have defeated Kaido?
Yes, because that's what he did. Now, the only argument that you can make is we don't know if Luffy was mixing Ryou with ACOC. That's the argument that you can make, and that's debatable. That's what's debatable.
I'm
No,
saying
but
that.
what
I'm
is not
saying that.
debatable?
I'm saying that is factual because it's factually stated that the only way to hurt your opponent from the inside is through Ryou, and we know
Yeah, but
that
we're not talking about inside.
and we know
ACOC doesn't hurt you from the inside; it hurts you from the outside. But yet, it's more impactful than hurting him from inside because Luffy himself said it wasn't deep enough to hurt Kaido. The samurais themselves said as well it was superficial wounds.
So all that means that he's saying that his base level power or the power he was using.
No, he's not. No, he's not. How is that what he's saying?
I haven't finished what I'm saying. So how are you telling me no, it's not? I haven't even finished what I was saying. He was saying.
Alright, finish.
I'm saying that by him saying that, he's saying that the effort or power he was using mixed with Ryou to hurt Kaido from the inside wasn't strong enough. So in terms of hurting your opponent from the inside, which is exactly what Ryou is used for, because the only way to hurt Kaido that's the whole story of Kaido. No amount of force used from the outside is able to hurt him.
Except for ACOC, which Oden used to actually scar this guy. He used ACOC.
So Oden didn't know Ryou.
I don't know. But
he did. But that's what you're saying.
No, he didn't know Ryou. It was ACOC that scarred.
I believe Kaido himself said. Kaido himself said. Learning Ryou.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with that, but Kaido himself said that you cannot really hurt me without ACOC, and Oden was able to only hurt him because of ACOC. If you don't buy that evidence, Luffy is the evidence. Luffy himself said it. I still don't understand how this is an argument. Like
Luffy said only ACOC alone hurt Kaido. When?
No, he said only ACOC is more impactful than Ryou because Ryou wasn't hurting him enough. That's it.
He said listen, ACOC is used to coat your attacks. So all that it means is that he literally says the attacks I'm using alongside Ryou is not strong enough to hurt you from the inside. So I'm gonna coat my attacks that I'm doing from the inside with ACOC.
It doesn't mention that. No, it's not mentioned anywhere. It's debatable, but it's not mentioned anywhere that Luffy was using both ACOC and Ryou in order to attack Kaido. It's only ever mentioned that he's using ACOC only.
But it's factual that it's already stated that the only way to hurt Kaido is with Ryou.
No, and ACOC, bro.
I'm talking about Ryou as being. I'm talking about Ryou being the process from the inside.
That's what I guess it. But I don't think it was said as a fact.
I'm saying Ryou meaning that the only way to hurt Kaido is from the inside.
No. That's not what it's saying. That's not what it's saying. It's just saying. All it's saying is that, right? Ryou is one of the ways that you can hurt Kaido because he has such tough scales. Because he has such tough skills, one of the ways that you can hurt Kaido is actually by hitting him from the inside, right? However, when Luffy figured that out, he was hitting him from the inside. Even that was superficial.
Yeah.
However, when he unlocked ACOC, it was powerful enough to hurt him from the outside. He didn't even need Ryou.
No, it wasn't.
When he unlocked. Let me just say this.
When he unlocked ACOC, he was using the same hits that he was doing before, and just did it from the inside.
You are better than me in English.
Let me interject. This is what we talked about before, ages ago. We don't know when he was using Ryou and when he was using Conquest. We don't know if he was using it at the same time.
That's a mad echo.
I don't understand what the hell are you talking about, man.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The chapter itself tells you.
No, honestly, the argument is mad. Yeah, the fact that one power is just been the author told us that ACOC is the pinnacle, so that alone should be enough.
Oh, he literally defeated him with ACOC. And
Yeah,
Ryou.
but you know, Rio is just a technique that was taught by Hyogoro. Like ACOC, first of all, you have to have the Conqueror's Haki, which is rare. Then you have to be able to use it, which is even more rare. So surely,
Yeah, no.
that's the ability.
I'm not saying it's not sick to have. I'm just saying in terms of effectiveness,
It's more effective because it's more powerful. In terms of functionality and versatility, Rio is better. Like what Rio does is definitely sexier, but it's not
that's
more
definitely
powerful.
combat wise.
How's Ryou being sexier?
Sexier.
It's definitely sexier.
No, I know.
ACOC
I'm
is
just
dead.
saying. No, I'm just saying.
That.
No, I know. I know. I'm just saying. How is that even like? Because that's the argument Kwame's trying to make, isn't it? Like, it being sexy or whatever has nothing to do with how powerful it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't.
So I think we should call it a rest when it comes to this argument.
For me, it's not really an argument.
There's no debate here, but it's honestly not even a big deal. But I just had to defend HDOC because you know what it is.
I'm just saying, ACSC is that thing, man. Niggas be skating to the top without it, man.
ACOC, what?
I think, fam, for me, it
That's
ruined
not my
power
name.
scaling.
It is.
It ruined power scaling because now everyone with
Now
it
everyone thinks
can't
that
lose
if
to
you have
anyone without it.
ACOC, people think you're strong.
Exactly.
When you're not.
Niggas think they have it and they're
Because
untouchable.
you're on
Like,
and
you
yeah,
get
MO,
smoked
not
with
strong.
ACSC. What? ACSC don't mean nothing.
I think if Zoro went,
I think if
Zoro went all out, he will defeat an admiral as he is right now.
Jesus Christ.
Which admiral?
Any
Greenbull.
you name them. You name
Greenbull.
them. Any.
Jesus Christ.
I think Greenbull
Must have
only.
any.
Someone who was struggling against
Must have
Rob
any.
Lucci. Jesus Christ.
He wasn't struggling, man. Chill. You
No,
see
he's
that?
not beating-
No,
he's
you
not
see
beating
that?
Admiral yet.
No. That's a
He
perfect
is.
example.
If he goes all out right now,
No. Chill. That's a
Nah.
perfect example, yeah. Because I've been wanting to agree with niggas here. The niggas just stretch it, fam. About struggling.
I'm not
with
stretching
Rob
it though. I'm not stretching it.
No, not you. No, you're stretching it. But
Oh.
I'm saying John, man. Like
When nigga
John,
unlocked
I
ACOC against
was
King,
gonna agree, yeah.
he
And
low.
then John was like, yeah, struggling with Rob Lucci.
It's gay. Even worse, it's homosexual.